My husband is sick. He needs help. He's a manipulator. He's a narcissist. But I have decided to stay with him. Help me learn how to live with a narcissistic husband. Let's talk about it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, subbies. Warpen me wagonistim. Wagwan, everybody. Hope you're all well. And welcome to OMGG TV. If this is your first time coming to this channel, please stop, subscribe, click on the notification bell, click all, so that when I drop the video, you get the call. So everybody, as we know, in the Carter house, Mrs. Carter is staying with her man. A lot of us cannot understand this. We wouldn't do it. But, hey ho, that's her decision. She's sticking in her marriage, no matter what, through infidelity, through SA accusations from her stepdaughter to the stepfather. She's sticking by her man. So I came across an article that focuses on a woman who decides to stay living with her narcissistic husband. And it gives some points what she will need to do and need to be aware of and how to look after herself. So, Miss Carter, if you're listening, these are the things you need to understand. If your husband, as you have said, is really narcissistic. Living with a narcissistic husband can be challenging, but focusing on self-care, setting boundaries, and seeking support can help navigate the relationship and protect your well-being. Here's a breakdown of strategies to consider. Understanding narcissism and its impact. Educate yourself. Learn about narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, and its common behaviors to better understand your partner's actions and reactions. Recognize manipulation. Be aware of the common narcissistic tactics like gaslighting, emotional manipulation, and isolation to protect yourself. Don't internalize blame. Narcissists often try to make their partners feel at fault or inadequate, but remember that their behavior is not your responsibility. Setting boundaries and maintaining self-respect. Establish clear boundaries. Communicate what you will and not tolerate in the relationship and enforce those boundaries consistently. Practice self-care. Prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental well-being through activities that bring joy and relaxation. Focus on your needs. Don't let your partner's narcissistic behaviors overshadow your own needs and desires. Learn to say no. Don't feel obligated to fulfill every demand or expectation, even if it's uncomfortable. Building support system. Connect with trusted friends and family. Surround yourself with people who can offer support and validation. Seek professional help. Consider individual or couples therapy to gain coping skills and strategies for navigating the relationship. Join a support group. Connecting with others who have experienced similar situations can provide valuable insights and encouragement. Navigating the relationship. Avoid arguments. Engaging in arguments with a narcissist can often escalate the situation and lead to more emotional stress. Focus on facts. When addressing issues, stick to facts and avoid getting drawn into emotional outbursts. Practice empathy without enabling. Try to understand your partner's perspective, but do not let that excuse their harmful behavior. Let's repeat that one. Practice empathy without enabling. Try to understand your partner's perspective, but don't let that be an excuse for their harmful behavior. Learn to disengage. If your partner becomes overly emotional or abusive, it's okay to disengage and take a break from the interaction. Consider limiting contact. If the relationship is causing significant harm, it may be necessary to limit contact or even end the relationship. Long-term considerations. Prioritize your well-being. Living with a narcissist can be emotionally draining, so it's essential to prioritize your own mental and emotional health. Repeat. Prioritize your well-being. Living with a narcissist can be emotionally draining, so it's essential to prioritize your own mental and emotional health. And I will add on that, and the mental and emotional health of your children. Accept what you cannot change. While you can't change your partner's personality, you can control your reactions and how you choose to live your life. Even if you choose to stay in the relationship, focus on creating a life that is fulfilling and meaningful to you. Here are 15 ways to recognize if you have a narcissistic husband. Number 1, little to no empathy. Narcissists are so fixated on their own needs and feelings that they often do not empathize with others. This means that when you are married to a narcissistic husband, he will often disregard your feelings. He may insult you, inconvenience you, or engage in selfish behavior with no concern for how it negatively affects you. Engaged in selfish behavior, like infidelity. Number 2, lack of remorse. Given the facts that narcissists struggle to demonstrate empathy for other people, they also tend to lack remorse. They will show no signs of guilt when they hurt you, and they are unlikely to apologize. In a narcissist world, you are deserving of any hurtful or abusive treatment they send your way. Number 3, blaming others. Because of their fragile self-esteem, narcissistic husbands are unlikely to admit to any wrongdoing. If they do, they will probably blame you or your poor behavior. For instance, if your narcissistic husband has an affair, he's likely to blame you and say that you drove him to do it because of some flaw that you possess. Number 4, extreme overreaction to criticism. No one likes to hear that they've done something wrong or how they failed to meet expectations, but narcissists cannot hide any sort of negative feedback. Wow. If you even make the slightest suggestion that your narcissistic husband does something differently, he will become enraged. He may begin verbally insulting you or go as far as to break objects in the house if you offer any sort of constructive criticism. Number 5, frequent bragging. People who score high in narcissism expect special treatment. They want to be recognized as superior for their accomplishments, even if they have not truly earned such recognition. Narcissists are also likely to brag about their achievements to get the recognition they feel they deserve. If your husband brags about his accomplishments and sometimes goes as far to exaggerate his superiority, he is showing signs of a narcissistic husband. And we know that this particular couple that we always talk on love to brag and boast. They love to do that. And they love to flaunt their achievements. There's nothing wrong with showing your achievements, but they love to flaunt it in ways where to put other people down. Number 6, constantly talking about himself. In addition to bragging, narcissists tend to talk about themselves. Your husband may dominate conversations, give you minimal opportunity to talk, or shift the topic of conversation back to himself if you attempt to discuss something else. You may even notice that when the two of you sit down to dinner together, he spends the entire time talking about his day and doesn't bother to ask you, how was yours? Fixation on outward appearances. Narcissists want the best of everything, so they will put a great deal of time and effort into their physical appearance. This means spending hours in the gym, purchasing costly colognes and cosmetic products, and insisting on having the most expensive clothing. Since your husband puts so much effort into his appearance and only wants to associate with other people he deems to be special, he will likely expect you to look your best at all times. The dieting, guys, the healthy eating, not feeling confident in how you look. Why? Your husband there calling you big back and God knows what else. He may insist you go on diets, require you to get your hair done, or even suggest that you get plastic surgery to maintain your outward beauty. Number 8, extreme jealousy. Narcissists want to be the center of attention, so they can easily become jealous of those who steal the limelight. A narcissist husband may appear to be jealous of people who are successful, which results in him putting others down or undermining their achievements. He may even be jealous of you, and if you accomplish something significant, he will tell you he's not impressed or it's not a big deal. Manipulating with charm. When a narcissist spouse wants to get his way, he will have no trouble turning on the charm to sway you. He may be overly friendly or shower you with compliments when he wants something. For example, when he wants to get away with you to agree a big purchase like a new car or a fancy piece of furniture, he may overly be helpful or complimentary for the next few days. When he wants to get you into bed, also, he may be overly complimentary. He may even promise that he's going to get a promotion at work or take some overtime to compensate for a big purchase, but fail to follow through on the promise after you've agreed to give him what he wants. 10. There are no boundaries. Even close, committed relationships like marriage require healthy boundaries. But if you've been dealing with a narcissist, you will notice that there is no boundaries. You will feel as if you have no privacy, and you may even begin to feel that your time is not your own. Your husband won't care about your need to have space to pursue your own interests, and he may even begin to interfere with your work, your friendships, because he is demanding of your time. 11. He's easily offended. A narcissist expects much of your time and attention and wants you to shower him with affection and praise. If you fail to give him the attention he needs, the narcissistic husband will become offended and will likely punish you in return. Even if you are busy taking care of important duties, such as caring for your children, cleaning the house, or working, if your partner feels you haven't given him enough attention, he may sulk, have a temper tantrum, or give you the silent treatment. Manipulative behavior. To maintain control over their spouses and get what they want from them, narcissists often have to engage in manipulative behavior. This may involve telling you that you are crazy and to blame you for all the problems in the relationship and convincing you you're too sensitive. Regardless of exact tactic used, if you are trying to figure out how to survive a narcissistic husband, you've probably been manipulated to believe you are the problem in the relationship. If you are unaware of this, surviving a narcissistic husband can become even more difficult. Lack of emotional intimacy. Narcissists lack emotional warmth and intimacy, even in romantic relationships, because they view relationships as very transactional. At its core, your relationship with a narcissistic husband is about what you can provide for him. The relationship is likely to feel very surface level because it's just a business transaction for him. Hallelujah. The narcissistic husband gets an attractive spouse, a satisfying sex life, someone to provide for his needs, food, a place to live, financial security, and he isn't interested in anything else deeper than this. 14. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a common behavior amongst people with narcissistic traits. It involves denying your version of reality to get you to question your own judgment. For instance, your narcissistic husband may deny saying or doing something incredibly offensive, even when he did in fact do or say that thing. Over a time, this causes you to question if perhaps your memory is failing, and you become to believe that you are the one to blame for the issues in this relationship. And finally, 15, a sense of entitlement. Rounding out the list of narcissistic husband traits is a strong sense of entitlement. A narcissistic husband feels that he's entitled to his every desire. Does he want to go to a specific restaurant, even if it's your birthday and you don't very much care for that restaurant? He feels entitled to choose where you eat. He will also feel that you should respond to his every whim or demand, whether it's a request that you bring him lunch at work in the middle of your busy work day, or a demand that you rearrange the furniture precisely the way he wants it. The narcissistic husband feels entitled to have everything his way. He doesn't much care what you think. Can my narcissistic husband change? If you're trying to figure out how to deal with a narcissistic husband, you'll probably wonder if his behavior will ever change. In addition, you may have to question, can I live with my narcissistic husband? After all, if you're a subject to fits of rage, constant put-downs, and an expectation that you will meet his every need while denying your own needs, you'll probably fed up and wondering if you'll have to live like this forever. So there you have it, guys. There you have it, ladies. There you have it, Mrs. Carter. Things to think about when you have decided that you're going to stay in a relationship with a narcissistic man. Allegedly, your husband is one, you said it yourself, a narcissistic, manipulative man who's sick and needs help. If you've decided to stay in this kind of relationship, ladies, these are the things you're going to have to live with, learn to live with, learn how to deal with, put up with, and kiss goodbye to your own life. What you should do, write a list. How many of these things fit your husband and how many don't? I wonder. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Hope you found this interesting. Comment below, and I'll be back very, very soon with another video. I'm out.